All right, time to concentrate a little bit more now. Now I know how I can push this thing.
This is a little different for the channel. Today we're checking out the TLR 22X-4 2.0. Before I cut to the build buggy, I want to show you guys what's included in the kit. I've unboxed it here. You get the instruction manual, clear body, clear wing, decals, window masks, and then all the parts bagged up nicely to follow along in the instruction manual. They even label the sub bags inside the main bag so you know exactly what you're looking at. This looks like a really nice kit, guys. Can't wait to show it to you all together. There it is, RC drivers, the 2.0, all built up with some fresh Proline paint on the body. This thing is looking pretty sick. And at first glance, it does look like the 22X4 that we saw before. There's my Elite in the background. But this buggy does look cool with this Proline sector body. I like the cab on this one. The window on the front of the Elite was a little stubby looking, but I definitely like the styling of this body. They give you two body mounting options. You could either put the posts in that use body clips, or I selected the Velcro to secure it down. They also give you a Proline 7-inch Air Force wing, and you could go trim the back to reduce the drag on that. The body's pre-cut from the factory, so is the wing, so it goes on nice and easily. You just have to drill the holes for the wing, and they do give you window masks. I just threw a quick hour-and-a-half paint job on there, not as elaborate as Larry at Custom RC Graphics, who usually does the bodies for me, but the decals fix everything. Now let's pull the body off and take a look at the chassis. The build on this went pretty smooth. There's only a couple little things that threw me off. Some of the internal bags were mislabeled, really easy to get around that, and some of these composites are really hard, so I had to go start it with a 3mm tap in order to get some of the screws in, but the rest of it, easy. There's only one thing I'm going to point out to you a little bit later. Now, let's take a look at this chassis. So this is the AC kit. They give you a +3 chassis with this, 70-75 aluminum, 2mm thick. Everything's countersunk, nicely hard anodized. I like all the machine cuts in here to reduce the weight, and they've got the stiffeners in the center. From what I gather, there's a number of different composites. The glass content is different, so there's areas that are stiffer depending on what composite part you're looking at. But we've got the composite braces in the center with the carbon fiber on top. I like a lot of this carbon fiber has a finished edge to it, which definitely takes a lot of work off of the builder. Really cool. From what I understand, new side plates. You can see that the servo integrates into this side plate here to secure it. New servo mount, of course, as well. They've got a carbon fiber top stiffener. Looks like they carried over the steering cranks here, complete with the carbon fiber mount. This one actually looks a little bit different than the one on my Elite. They got ball bearings throughout the steering system, so that's nice and smooth. Then you look at the turnbuckles. They have 5.8mm ball studs with larger cups on it. Smooth operating pivot balls on all the turnbuckles. You can see they've got the quick release battery with the little carbon fiber tabs. They give you different plates if you want to alter the bias of the battery pack. All racing stuff that we would expect from TLR, like the carbon fiber top plate. Again, as much carbon fiber as you can get on a car. I am happy. Even the wing stabilizer, that's carbon fiber. So good looking chassis on this. Now we can move into the suspension next, and it's got new 13mm bore shocks. They've got smoothie caps on the top of the front shocks. I'm guessing that's so the screw that would normally poke out doesn't grab onto the carpet, break the shock tower. Speaking of the shock tower, 4mm thick carbon fiber front and rear. They also have these protector plates on them, but back to the shock. Tinitride coated shock shafts, the X-rings in there, the lower spring perch, that's secured, all good stuff. And then you'll see they've got a new sway bar set up. They used to have the little plate that covered it in the front, and now they've got the collars to secure it. Now the sway bar is the only problem I encountered with the kit, and that's because the links are really tight. They bind up the suspension. I didn't have a pivot ball opening tool to get those free, so hopefully they're gonna break in on their own, but that's my only gripe with the build on this kit. Everything else worked nice and free. Got the Gullwing style arms, super rigid, and then outside you've got aluminum caster blocks. They now have the insert in there, so you could go adjust the caster angle. Then there's the composite steering knuckles on the outside. They've got altered bushings for that. Then they've got new carbon fiber plates that offer plenty of steering on this thing. Look at that sweep. The inner pivot blocks, those are also aluminum with the pills in them, so you could go and adjust your pin angles, both front and rear. Spin it around to the rear, check out the rear suspension. Again, same style shock on the rear, just a bit longer, gull wing arms. The updated sway bar setup, and then the outer rear hubs, those are the adjustable styles, so you could adjust the height of that, so you could alter the dog bone plunge if you need to. A couple shock pivot ball mounting locations, all good racing stuff on this. And we can get into the drivetrain now, and we're gonna start right over here in the center. This is really cool. The decoupled slipper, so you've got a slipper clutch here, and you've got another slipper assembly basically, and you can adjust the tightness on this. And what this does is it allows the front end to freewheel a little bit so you don't scrub so much speed into the corners. Pretty neat setup, really well built. And you can see they've got dog bones front and rear now to the gear cases. The gear cases are redesigned, and inside those are new differentials that have a larger capacity to them. Almost 20% more. They give you all metal gears on the inside, ring and pinion and ball bearings throughout. They do offer a composite option if you want to go for a lightweight assembly. But again, really well built, guys. Really impressed with how everything went together. For running equipment, I went with the Spectrum 6400 low profile servo. They give you this nice aluminum servo horn in the kit. The servo mounts themselves are aluminum as well. Going to be running a Spectrum DX5 radio, so I've got my Spectrum receiver in there. Trinity battery pack. Went with Tekin, the RS3 Pro for the speed controller, and then I've got a slot machine 13.5. For the wheels and tires, got to be rocking AKA. We've got the rivets in the front and in the rear, Hexlite wheels in the front. These are a little off color, no wonder these were on sale. And obviously I had to go with the white because that's all they had in stock, and that's usually not East Coast style, but we're gonna see how they roll. Usually yellow is faster, right guys? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, gotta go charge up the battery pack, head off to RC Madness in Enfield, Connecticut. Heard they've got a new layout. We're gonna see how this thing rips. All right guys, I'm up here at the world famous RC Madness in Enfield, Connecticut. They just laid down a new track. It looks really good. So let's just throw down some laps, see how the buggy does. Just gotta ease into it. Got some good acceleration, easy through this corner. A little some chassis roll there. Made the double. I forgot how twitchy this car is, or these cars are. A little too much steering input here and there for me, but I'll get it dialed in. I think the suspension is just a little too soft. I also need to work my transitions a little better. Probably dial out a little steering. I also just guessed on the tires too. I went with the all gold rivets all the way around. Just cut down the front inserts. Yeah, a lot of roll in the corners. A lot of bounce on the landing. So yeah, a little bit of a set of changes probably necessary, but we're just laying down laps today so you guys can see how it is right out of the box. All right, time to concentrate a little bit more now. Now I know how I can push this thing. Love the acceleration down the straightaway. And I like the braking with this. That decoupled slipper, I think that definitely helps this thing get hooked up at the end of the straightaway. Through that corner. Yeah, way easier to drive, I think. Well, I bet you I could cut that corner. I don't know if I'm that good. Still a little rusty, guys. Oh yeah, we got some traction with these tires. There we go, cut the corner. I'll get that dialed in a little bit more. Yeah, I'm rusty, guys. But this car's looking good.
Love how responsive it is though. Plenty of steering, obviously. Forgot how much fun four-wheel is to drive. Really cool to see a new release from Losi. It's been way too long. Those guys really know how to build a car though. It's worth the wait in my opinion. There. Maybe the tires are breaking in and they're getting a little bit easier to drive. As I say that, I flip it. But yeah, love the look of this car. Fun build. And a little tuning, this thing's gonna be a monster.
Pretty cool to get back to the track and lay down some laps, and it always helps when you're driving a good car, and the 2.0 is a really good car. I mean, it's from Team Losi Racing. They've been building race cars forever. They know what they're doing. The only criticism here is I think they took too long to come out with this car, but they did at least do it right. I was able to get this car around track pretty easily, get up to pace with it. I shut the camera off, even had Tyler, the hobby shop manager, track manager there, wheel it around a couple times, and he was a bit rusty too, and he's like, wow, this thing is pretty dialed, just needs a few tweaks. We both thought the front end was a little bit soft, and actually maybe it may have just been tires. And tires play a big role in race cars, you guys know that. Maybe if I switched up the compound of the tire or even did the old glue trick on the outside just to eliminate that roll in the corner. It had a lot of bite going into the corners and it was traction rolling sometimes. I mean, that was the only real thing holding us back. Jumps really well, accelerates awesome. I like that decoupled slipper in there. The last 22X that I drove was my Elite, and you know, I noticed that it was really finicky under braking into the corners, but this seemed nice and smooth. You carried a lot of speed through the corners with this. So yeah, this is gonna be another competitive car from TLR. If you're a TLR fan, yeah, I think it's a definite must buy if you're wheeling four-wheel drive. I mean, they even give you all the tuning parts with this thing. I was surprised, I forgot to mention this before. It even has adjustable diff heights, and they give you the extra eccentric bushings in there to go adjust the height. So, I mean, this thing is going to give you everything you need to go racing with. And it seems to be pretty strong on top of it. We had some early crashes when the camera was off, but yeah, awesome build, guys. Just, you know, didn't like the sway bar links being a little too tight. These front shock caps are a little difficult to pop on, but the rest of it, real smooth. I did want to just go give a little plug to Paragon Motorsports. Thank you so much for sending me this. Really helped out with gluing these tires. This the little gadget here pulls back the bead, drop the glue in, and once you unscrew it, I mean, the tires come out perfect with it. All the electronics, awesome. I even like the DX5 Pro, even though they came out with the new 6 with the upgrades, I'm still a 5 fan. But very cool car. Really excited I got the opportunity to test it out for you guys, and makes me want to get back to the track, but I've got a lot of projects around here to get to first, and maybe I'll hit the track soon after that. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Of course, links for everything I use will be in the video description.